morning, everybody. Welcome to Zoe's Treasures. If you are new here, my name is Tracy. We are a husband and wife team. My husband Noel is behind the scenes. Say hi, honey. They want to see your face.
Hi, honey.
Hi, honey. Thanks.
Hi, honey.
Anyways, this is our morning chat show. So good morning, Monster Mama. Every Monday and Wednesday now at 7 o'clock, we're going to spend about 30-40 minutes or so just chit-chatting, whatever comes to mind. If you guys have any questions, we can kind of consider it a seller support. If you have questions, we're always happy to try to answer. Good morning, Southern Charm. And other than that, we have a few things to sell, and we have something we're going to start doing, something a little bit different. So you'll see that in a minute. But it's really just chill. Just have some coffee, start your day. I am sure most of you are getting ready for work. I actually have a 9 to 5 I have to go to later on too. So this is a fun way to start the day. So what is new with you guys? I'll start off. I'll start talking and sit until you guys put something there in the chat. We had our test run last night for the podcast that's coming up. If you have not heard, we are doing a podcast with Green 13. That's Jeremy. And then also I Love Discounts, which is Tony and Lysandra. So every Sunday night at 6:30, starting on the 25th, is that our first day? 2 weeks from yesterday, whatever 2 weeks from yesterday was, is going to be the 25th is going to be our first official podcast. But we had like a test run where we invited, 20 or so people. You can see in the chat there, Southern Charm was one of the people that got to come and give us some feedback. And it was fun. We did a whole 2 hours last night where we just really ran through making sure, how does everything work? How do we keep from talking over each other? How do we address the chat? And it really got me thinking about Whatnot. Yes. Oh, here it is. So my husband brought it up there for you. So if you haven't seen it, Forgotten Memories, good morning. That is the podcast. So y'all, if you're not subscribed, go subscribe so that you can get notified when we go live. If you are a fan of any of our talk shows, all three of us individually on Whatnot have talk shows, this is one you might want to take a look at. Good morning, Kimmy. So I had an observation, and it really made me think, and I don't want to get all philosophical because it's 7 o'clock in the morning, but I was sitting there with them, with Jeremy and, Tony and Lysandra, and they're talking about the times that they have sold on other platforms. And I can't say all of that here just because we have, rules on Whatnot, but which is the beauty of us doing it on YouTube. We could talk about anything openly. Oh, thank you. We're super excited about it too. But so at one point last night, they're talking about some of the other places that they have sold on in the past and some of their experiences. Good morning, the Polish Picker. And I'm sitting there going, wow, I've never done that. Of course, both of them have warehouses, and, I Love Discounts has a grocery store, and Jeremy's had this huge successful, reselling business with all these employees. And so at one point I'm sitting there kind of going, man, I'm like the little fish here. I'm like the little guy, with these big, sellers. And then it kind of dawned on me is that I bring a unique and different perspective and experience. And thank you so much, Southern Charm. But it took a minute. And I guess what it dawned on me is how quick it is for us to get into that I'm not good enough or that comparison mode. And I don't think we give ourselves enough grace. Like, look at that. Southern Charm was super quick to be like, hey, don't discount yourself. And we're like that. We give other people grace on things all the time, but we don't do it for ourselves. Imposter syndrome, exactly. And it just kind of reminded me that we need to be the grace that we show other people. We need to show that to ourselves a lot faster. So it was kind of like a little aha moment for me last night. What do you... Oh, yeah, I'm going to unpin that thing because I don't like it over me. We are our own worst critics, aren't we? Good morning. Hello. I Love Discounts. Welcome in. I was just talking about last night. I don't know if you heard me. I am going to start a giveaway real quick. It's for 2 postcards and a rewards card. Yes, a Whatnot therapy session. Absolutely. I was soaking it all in Southern Charm. So most of you are pretty familiar with me. I'll get on here and talk, but I'm not a huge chit chatter, right? Part of my reasons for doing these Monday and Wednesday morning shows is to learn to be a little more chit chat, free conversation without my notes, right? That's a skill that I want to learn how to do a little bit better. Um, yes, where Tony, Lysandra, and Jeremy are all very natural talkers. Lysandra's a little more quiet, but she gets in there. But Tony and Jeremy for sure are like born talkers. It seems like they can just ramble. So I was kind of listening more. You know what? Some of that may have come from too. So when I was young, when I was like 20, I started working for this gentleman from New York. Really, he softened a lot over the years, but very, very stern person. And every time I went to talk to him, he was like, had this attitude of use as few words as possible. If I ask you a question, I want a yes or a no, or like, don't give me this big old long explanation. And so like, that's the way I've operated for so many years. I know you were all just testing stuff out, but it was already, oh, cool. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. You were trying, yeah, you were trying. I saw like you were putting things in the chat. The chat is very different on that platform than it is here. So trying to incorporate that, especially when you have 3 hosts, it was like, okay, we actually did spend like 45 minutes figuring out how do we address the chat like in an efficient manner. For those of you coming in, welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Do you have 9 Lives? Maggie says, do you have specific shows when you talk about taxes? I do. 9 Lives, come see us on Friday. Every Friday we do an hour of business and an hour of tax discussions, and I'll answer any tax question that I can then. So yes, every Friday, please come see us at 7 a.m. So if you're just joining us, welcome to Zoe's Treasures. We're just chit-chatting. We're talking a little bit about our dry run of our podcast from last night. There it is right there. My husband will keep putting it up there. We are trying to get as many people as we can. And we are going to be, when we do the podcast, it's live. So you guys will be able to ask questions just like in a Whatnot chat show. And then we're also going to, afterwards, broadcast it to Spotify or have it like a podcast on Spotify where you could just listen to the audio at a later date. And it's really, I don't want to say it's just business talk. Our main focus on it is going to be Whatnot and different perspectives. So think about the 3 of us are all so different. Yes, we're all resellers, but I'm a CPA. I come from a very business, technical driven background. My toe in the water in Texas scares me. Absolutely. Come talk to me on Friday. Absolutely. We'd love to have you. 9 Lives. And then Jeremy is a reseller his whole life, very philosophical, very, very smart gentleman, and brings just a very different perspective. He has a warehouse, he has employees, he has a team of people he has to manage. And then I Love Discounts comes with, they have sold on all the major platforms. They've done vintage, they've done health, they've done beauty, they have run a brick and mortar grocery store, along with bringing their own personal experiences from the business world and other occupations. So it's really this whole mix. And we had things we were talking about last night, just testing it out, where stuff like taking requests. We all have a different view on should we take requests. Last night, what were we talking about? What was the thing that we see? I've already forgotten. Organization. That's it. We were talking about organization. How do we organize like the back end of your Whatnot business, right? And those processes and the things that you do. Green won't make listings. Exactly. Green 13 doesn't put stuff in the bin. I do. I Love Discounts used to put more, kind of shied away. Now they're putting some more back in the bin. It's really kind of cool how, but at the same time, we're all friendly with each other. So it's none of this mean, nasty debates. It's all this really friendly, like, let's talk about it. So I think it's going to be cool. Last night got me super excited about it. I was tired. I got to get used to, it's from 6:30 to 8:30 on Sunday evenings. So I've got to get used to staying up. Yes. You're tired too?
So yes, so if you enjoy a little bit of business talk with a little twist, come join every Sunday starting January 25th at 6:30 p.m.
And
Eastern Standard Time.
Shelly, you're going to get that first giveaway. Congratulations. All right, you guys, real quick.
Congratulations.
The bin is loaded. We are going to sell just a few things. We've got like about 10 things is our goal on Mondays and Wednesdays. No, my husband did have it looking pretty cool. If you go over to YouTube thing now, you'll see like the graphics that he set up are pretty neat. We have started our own rewards. Today's numbers, I don't know if they're backwards to you.
Yeah, they're backwards.
It is 2 and 4. So if you have these cards and you put the 2 and the 4 together, you'll get $5 off anything for this show. Which I'm really liking my rewards cards so far. It's still kind of new, but I'm already seeing people use them, so I think that's kind of cool. If you guys haven't heard about them, because we came up with this idea. Good morning, Brittany. To in place of the Whatnot rewards. You like them too? I'm glad you like them. It's good. If you guys have feedback, I'm more than willing to hear this. So message me, put in chat, whatever. If you guys have gotten these or just whatever your thoughts are, because this is something I want to do for the whole year. You always lose them. I know. Maybe I need to sell something to put them in, or send it, not sell, but give it away with it. But basically, we have 9 cards for this quarter, and every day or every show, as I'm packing, we just pick them randomly. We give out different cards. Yes, and so for each show, like Southern Charm says, so every card itself has a code. There's a 4 either digit or number code on the back. I'm not going to show you the code, but so the code's right there underneath my finger, and that's worth $2 off. So you get the card worth $2. Any show, you can take $2 off. Then each show, I'll pick 2 cards, and I put that in the notes. And if you put those codes together, it's worth $5 off. Thank you for your purchase from the bin. So then also, because they're numbered 1 through 9, it says down here at the bottom that like if you take cards 1, 2, and 3 together, that's worth $6 off. So you can kind of combine them in different ways. So one card, once you use it once, you still want to keep it because it'll be combined in the future with other numbers to give you bigger discounts. Then after the quarter, after all 9 cards have been distributed for 3 months, we'll do bigger giveaways. Instead of just picking 2 numbers, I'll say, okay.
Bigger discounts.
Or bigger discounts. It'll be like cards 2, 8, and 9, put those together for $10 or $15 off. So we're kind of just mixing and matching, but and then next quarter, we'll do cards 10 through 18 and we'll keep it going. So then it just gives a bigger pool of different code combinations we can use for rewards. So a little bit different. I don't think anybody else on Whatnot is doing that yet, or as of now. So thank you for your purchase from the bin. I appreciate it. Speaking of purchases, let me give another giveaway going and I'm going to sell something or try to sell something here. We'll see. Okay. So we thought it would be fun if I can get my husband to come on camera. I'm glad you're liking it. Thank you, Monster Mama. If I can get him to come on the camera, I don't want to just sit up here. I want our morning show to be a mix of me and him. So when I was out of town last week, he was here sitting in this chair, and I think it went way better than just me sitting here. So we're going to have a little competition. We each picked out 5 items today because the goal is to try to sell about 10 things. And they're not big things. They're usually smaller things for these shows. And we each picked out 5 items, but we're not going to tell you who picked out what, but we're going to keep score based on what they sell for. Just a very simple score to see who is better, myself or my husband, as far as picking out items to bring to you. So we're going to start with the first item, and let's go.
I don't know why she wants me in the camera, but here I am.
I'm going to make him come over here and sell some stuff. Why is that unfair? I know it's unfair because I'm the better seller, right? No. He is very honest. Good morning, Kate. Which I think we should have a whole.
Good morning, Brittany.
We should have a whole segment about Noel tells the truth, because he got up here last week with a vase. He's like, this is an ugly vase. As long as he likes it.
I didn't say it was ugly. I said I didn't like it.
All right. We have a heart paperweight this morning, though. And I thought this was really cool.
Wait, but she didn't explain.
What didn't I explain?
The part that I'm playing on all this is...
There you go. We even have score. The ugly truth score. We're calling it the ugly truth because Noel's going to tell you what he thinks about it, but he has to get in the bubble. So I have a paperweight here. We're going to start with this paperweight, and beautiful paperweight. And I thought it was perfect with Valentine's Day coming up pretty soon. He's going to show it from the top down. It's been around. The bottom of it has some scratches, but you can put some felt on there. We are going to run it for $1. Everything we do is going to be for $1. Shipping is $4.50 max. Hold on, I gotta get the time set up. Where do you want me to put this?
Down. Towards.
All right, so it is running. If you like a heart paperweight, give it to your loved one. That is up and going. Look, it is really pretty. But we're gonna try here. And just because I'm selling it doesn't mean the bird theory. Thank you so much. That's going to you. Just because I'm selling it doesn't mean that it's my item. We got to mix it up. We're not going to tell you. We're going to kind of keep it, all mixed up. But thank you very much. We'll talk some more, and then I'll make him come and sell something. He's like shaking his head.
She can sell it.
All right. So we are going to Indiana this week. I'm super excited for part of it. We're going for a cheer competition for my daughter, but then at the end of the cheer competition, thank you guys. We'll come see you in a little bit. I love discounts. At the end of the competition, good morning. We're going to see I Love Discounts. So we're going to be just north of them, about 3 hours. So we're going to they're going to come up and meet us at our Airbnb up there, and we get to hang out with I Love Discounts for 2 days or a day and a half. So super excited about that. The cheer comp part, I'm excited for my daughter. They're long days. You get there at like 7 in the morning. Don't go home till like 8 or 9 at night. They're long, but I love to watch her. What else? What else are we going to talk about? That's it. You guys, look, I did good. I got 15 minutes with no script today. That's like, this is progress for me. My love, what are you doing? You're sitting over there quiet. I tell him in the morning, I'm like, hey, these shows are both of us. You got to like pitch in the conversation here. And he's just,
Give her some coffee and then she'll start talking. I'm still half asleep. I cannot have coffee today. So yeah, that's tough for me.
Thank you. Nine Lives. Cheer is very hardcore. It is extreme. I know people don't think it's super extreme, but that girl is in the gym 7 days a week. Like it is hardcore. All the girls that do it. This is kind of gross. You guys, I'm gonna just gross you out first thing in the morning. The amount of kids that puke on the mat is unreal at any cheer competition. It is, a team gets up there, somebody pukes, they clean it up, they get back, and it happens over and over and over throughout the day. I feel so bad for the people working the cheer competitions. And it's because it doesn't matter how you're feeling. Unless you're like bleeding or have a broken bone, you're expected to be up there. So.
Yeah, our kid is already complaining about back pain and knees and...
Yeah. All right, here you go. My husband started this last week. Stupid dad jokes. Who's going to win the giveaway first? Nine Lives. Maggie, congratulations. Thank you. All right, what did one snowman say to the other? Here's your joke you can take with you to work today. What did one snowman say to the other? Said, do you smell carrots? Dun, dun, dun. That was bad.
Is it this one?
Mm-hmm. All right, let's do something else. Oh. All right, you guys, we got a cool one here. Carrots, look at that. Look at Southern Charm busting out with the carrot icons right away, or emojis. All right, honey. All right, check out this thing, you guys. We're gonna do this one. Oh, I gotta get my.
No, do it on that.
Do it over there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so look at this. This is Viking. This is Viking glass. So we still, and the only reason I know that because there's actually a Viking sticker still on the back. And so it is a like a glass statue of Mary. I don't know if this is called a statue or a figurine. Bust. Mm-hmm. It is absolutely stunning. There are no chips or cracks. It's in really great shape. And it's not even like, sometimes the glass gets a little scratchy. But the best part about it is, check that out. Is that on even, honey? Did you turn these on?
1 second.
My love, what are you doing?
1 second.
You're fired. You got to hurry this up.
1 second.
Honey.
1 second.
I'm going to keep bugging him. There we go. Maybe. I think it looks better with the flashlight on it, but it glows really cool. It has lights up. Look at that. We're going to go ahead and run that for $1. It is going right now. Beautiful glowy piece. I should have done this when I Love Discounts was in the room because they absolutely love glowy. And I may have convinced them to bid, but that's okay. Because it looks like it's going home with Southern Charm. Congratulations. This is a cool piece.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's talk about something else. She is beautiful, isn't it? So are you guys like me? I don't really do it. My kid and my husband do. But we go to an antique store, thrift store, and like you always walk around with your little light and you're shining it on everything. So, but then I get too caught up in like, oh, I only want stuff that glows. Or there's a bunch of other really cool stuff out there. So.
Thank you, Nine Lives. Yeah, I really like that piece. The glowing Madonna.
Yeah. And so far we're even. And you got to give your opinion here with your ugly truth.
Well, I just said that. I really like that
really
piece.
like it. All right, what else is going on, you guys? I'm trying to think of like, stuff happening. Our first jewelry show is Wednesday night. So I'm super excited about this. We're going to do something different for jewelry. A lot of jewelry sellers will put everything out and kind of have the camera like right here facing it, and they show you everything they have. Ours is going to be different. So we actually have I don't know if I can bring this around and show you, but we have this contraption. My husband is super techie, so he's going to go buy all the cool toys. But we have this, which I have a screen right here, and this is actually a microscope. So we're going to be able to like show.
Turn it on.
That's okay. I haven't practiced with it yet. I still need to figure out how to use it.
Where it says power.
Well, thank you, my love. Where it says power, press the power button. Let's see. I'll take my ring off. We'll take a look and see if we can make it work. So you're going to be able to see like inscriptions and like actually see the markings. We're going to specialize in 925. So let's see here. Oh, you can see the big X. Are you going to switch it over so we can see it? I'm not used to this. I've got to figure out how to use this. You're supposed to autofocus. See, honey,
Press the autofocus one.
I am pressing the autofocus. See, I better learn how to use this before Wednesday night. It doesn't focus. This is the problem I keep having. All right, hon, turn it off because that's bugging the hell out of me. Thank you. All right, we're going to have to figure out how to use it. At least I am. My husband seems to think, honey, can you please turn that off? Thank you. My husband seems to think it's super easy. I'll figure it out by Wednesday night. But he buys all these tools and he's like, here, look at this. You're going to love it. And I'm just like, I don't know how to use it.
Yeah, and then 3 seconds in and she gives up and like, I don't know how to use it.
You know what my problem is? Tell me if you guys feel the same way. He'll come over and turn on immediately. Yes, exactly, Southern Charm. He walks over and it's like perfect. My thing is, and this is probably my perfectionism coming out, like here when I'm like fluttering around with it, trying to fix it, trying to make it focus, and it's on the screen and you guys are seeing that, I get very nervous and like anxious, and I'm like, I want it to work right away. If it doesn't work, I'm done. Move on, go do the next thing. That's how I am. I'm like, I can't, like in real life, I can like struggle with something if it's not in view, but because I'm on a live and it's in view of everybody where I'm trying to like fumble, I get super stressed about it. Good morning, Eye for Beauty. So like right then, when I'm trying to show something and it's not focusing, I'm like, okay, move on. We'll show it a different way.
Hey, Bill, good morning.
Are you the same way, Forgotten Memories? Yeah, so that's kind of my thing. Like, I don't like to keep you guys or anybody in a show like waiting. Like, it should just work. And it feels like you're trying. Yes, exactly. It's like 20 seconds and it feels like it's forever. So if I can't get that to work, guess what? It's going back to Amazon. If I can't get it to work. So that's one of those things where it's really cool to be in business with your spouse, but it's a compromise. I'm not as high tech as my husband. I'm very low tech. So it's a very good compromise. I love what he brings to the table. But it takes a lot for me to get used to it. People don't care. It makes you more real toast. So that's a good point. I got to keep that in mind more. And I wouldn't want to make people dizzy. Exactly.
You do? You feel my pain? Absolutely, Miss Kate. But sometimes she's just difficult. Sometimes she's like
I am. I'm
very
stubborn.
difficult.
I'm a very stubborn person. Um, I like to either do it right or don't do it at all is kind of my perspective. Um, and the non-focusing on stuff really bothers me. Tim, you know what? I think when I finally get to meet you guys in person, Southern Charm, me and Tim are going to be best buddies. Okay, let's do something else here. Oh, I've got something that's really cool. I have 3 old pocket watches. Thank you so much. That is all my husband. All the technology is all him. All right, you guys. I have 3 old pocket watches. They do not work. We're going to sell them. Like this one's missing the hands and the glass face. We'll put them down so you can see them from the top. All of them are missing the hands and the glass. There you go. But they're really cool looking. I think they're all Westlock. This one is not. This is, I cannot read the name on it. It starts with a D. But I thought they were really neat. They would look so great in a vignette. We're going to run them. You're going to get all 3. They're actually pretty cool. I love how the faces look, how they're really old like that. But those are up and going. A little fun piece. Thank you guys for your bids this morning. I appreciate it. So, and Southern Charm, congratulations. And with that, you have put me in the lead in our game with my husband this morning. So thank you so much. So what's the score, honey? Who's winning? The tech side, look at that, 3-1, I'm winning. The tech side worries me. It seems like most hosts use Apple and I'm Android, plus it seems like you need more. So you don't need multiple devices. It makes it easier. I would recommend Apple. I actually, a few of the people that I talk to on a regular basis are Android and they've bought Apples just for the purpose of whatnot. However, if you don't have an Apple and it's not something in your budget, it's okay. You could totally do whatnot on an Android device. And you don't really need multiple devices. People use multiple ones to make it easier to read. Like I'm old and I can't see the chat on my little phone. So we use a laptop to make it easier to read it.
Yeah. Check out Kimmy D. She just started her shows with a computer and OBS. And she's rocking it really, really nice. I really like her intro. Her shows are pretty cool. She's very entertaining. So and she's got cool stuff coming up. So she's working towards getting some animations done. So, but definitely, yeah, I'm a little over the top. I think. Let me just
a little over the top. He said a little over the top.
Yes,
that's
just
the understatement of the year right there.
So we have 5 cameras. Actually, no. If I count that, that's about 7 cameras. So 7 cameras that I can switch on the fly with different things and animations that run different things. So let me. Actually, I can probably give you a little peek. Let me see if I don't mess this up.
For those of you just starting, none of this is absolutely necessary to be successful on whatnot. I do want to make that clear.
Correct.
This is his hobby. This is what he does for fun and what he did for a living for many years. So it's absolutely not necessary. Do not let it even get a thought in your head that if you don't have multiple devices or any of this stuff that you can't do a very successful whatnot show, because you can.
So let me show you what you can see with this, and hopefully I don't make you dizzy.
Let's see.
So I'm gonna.
And as for as much grief as I give him, there's my wonderful husband.
There is all the.
That's all his techie stuff that he.
All the different things. So that's a switcher. That's a soundboard. Those things are. Other equipment that are used for animations and recording. And then down here we have a computer, and then that black one right there is another computer. And then if I turn, after all that mess, you can see all my buttons that people say I can launch missiles with, which is not true, but yeah.
And like Kimmy D said, start small. Like, you don't have to be super big. Start small and grow. That's all. You do your thing. I'm very thankful for it. But we also, a lot of the stuff he used in his prior life and his prior profession. So we had a lot of it when we came into Whatnot and Rocket Man, yes. Um, but
Yes, Kimmy D. I'm banned to the corner.
he is in the corner over there. We actually work out of a very small space. When I Love Discounts came to visit us, they were like, "Oh, I thought it was so much bigger." We are in maybe a, what is this, 12 by 10? Maybe a 12 by 10 area. I have my storage somewhere else, but our actual space is very, very small. Taking you 8 months to build. Yeah, it's just piece by piece. It's a little bit at a time, right? All right, let's do something else here.
Yeah, all the equipment has been accumulated over the years in some cases. So, yeah.
For those of you who like Granny Core, there we go behind the scenes. Let's see if I can get him. Can I get my husband in this? Probably not. I don't know. Okay. For those of you who like Granny Core or just the wood, we have these little sconces. So you have your spot to put your taper candle. They do have the little hangers on the back. They are wood. We're going to run those. You're going to get both of them. They're about, I don't know, 5.5 inches or so. Let me see if I can get it up there. Those are running right now.
Yes, Nine Lives, you can create a show in rehearsal mode, or you can also create a private show and invite certain people to come give you feedback on your show.
Indie Vintage Finds, what a great pickup. Congratulations. That is going to you. And with that, my husband gets one more point.
Thank you.
And since he was jabbering, I'm going to go ahead and do this guy too, this other wood piece real quick. All right, check this out. We do have another giveaway going, you guys. I see most of you are in there. All right. Have you guys seen these things before? Can you use it multiple times? What are we talking about? You can do a private, yes, you can do a private show as much as you want. I know you're talking to each other, but yes, you can. And absolutely, you guys, that's probably the biggest piece of advice on Whatnot. Do a private show, invite people that you trust to give you feedback, and actually set stuff up. I've heard I Love Discounts say this multiple times. Put a couple items in your bin and invite your mom or your sister or your best friend into the show and actually have them buy something from you, even if you give them the money back later on. But just so you can see how it shows up on the shipping, how the whole process works before you do a show. It's probably one of the best pieces of advice I have ever heard somebody give to a brand new seller.
Hey, good morning, SS Vintage.
Good morning. We're going to sell this guy here. Have you guys seen this nail art? This stuff fascinates me. I would keep this one, but I have another one already on my wall. But look at that. Those are all nails. So somebody's like actually nailed these in somehow. I don't know, because they're all really close together. And then they like paint the tops and put, like, I don't know, other metal pieces. You can, Forgotten Memories, congratulations on that giveaway. You can't sell in practice mode, but if you do a private show, that's like a practice show. So don't set it up in practice mode. Set up an actual show, and then at the very bottom when you're setting your show up, you can make it private so only the people you invite can come to that show. Do it that way, and then just invite those trusted few people to you, and then it's just like a real show and you can actually sell. And that's the best way to really get the feel. You have all the functionality of a real show, so you can press all the buttons, you can practice all the things. I think that's probably like one of the best things you can do. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do this one. It has a little hanger in the back that you can hang it up with. It's really cool, and I love the blues on there. The blues are so pretty. All right, that's up and running. I use rehearsal mode before every show to make sure everything looks right. That's a great piece of advice too, Forgotten Memories. Thank you guys for your bids. Thank you, Erie Vintage. I just saw your name pop up there. I didn't know you were in here this morning.
Hey, Miss Mindy.
And Indie Vintage Finds, congratulations. Thank you. And what's my score, honey? Huh? What's my score? Are you going to show the score? Look at that. I'm winning, y'all. If you're just joining, me and my husband are having a competition. We each picked 5 items of what we're selling. We have 10 things to sell today, just because it's a short chit chat fun show. And we each picked 5, and we're not telling anybody whose 5 it is, but we're keeping score to see, I don't know, just for the heck of it, so that I can brag to him all day long and give him a hard time, because I'm going to win. So he's sitting over there looking a little too smug. All right. Does anybody else, when you were brand new, this is a good topic. I love that somebody started talking about this. If you are a brand new seller or you're just starting out, what's like the best piece of advice that somebody gave you? So let's share. What is the best piece of advice? Like I already said, I think I heard from I Love Discounts. I wish I would have known this when I first started about doing the private show. Let's see, what else? I didn't know a lot of people on Whatnot and was too scared to go into shows and ask. Consistent, be consistent. Yep, be a buyer first and then a seller. Keep going. Yeah, absolutely. Don't give up. Keep it going. Cover the number at the top. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. Gems of Jade, that number up there on that little red dot, just cover it up and just talk like you're talking to a room full of friends, whether don't even worry if it's one person or 100 people.
Forgotten memories. She needs that one.
Take your time. I tend to go fast. I do. But be you. Don't try to be somebody else neither. Like the beginning of the show, I talked a little bit about like, it's so easy to get caught up, not just in comparison, but like in not giving yourself enough grace on who you are and what you bring to the table. But absolutely be you. I mean, without a doubt. I thank my husband all the time because I'm not the most entertaining. So I'm like, I need you for your graphics and stuff. But really, I mean, they just want to see your true, authentic self. Last week, everybody got to see me without coffee. And I was a hot mess. Don't keep screaming. Oh my gosh. Yes, Kelly, don't. Chat, bait it up. Don't do that. Please don't do that. But you know, okay, I'm going to sit here and say, don't do that because I don't like it. But for some reason, that's them, that's their style. And they make money. Like they wouldn't keep doing it if people didn't keep going in their shows and buying. So as much as I dislike it, because I cannot stay in a show like that, it's working somehow for them.
Barnett, she was like that on Monday. You should have seen her. She was not a happy camper.
I was a hot mess. Yeah, keep the negativity out of shows. And you know, it's a weird thing on Whatnot. I've talked about this before. I really feel Whatnot is kind of like, there's a whole section of Whatnot. Like, I think if you look at it, you can kind of lump sellers into different kind of categories, you know, kind of like in high school where you have, you know, maybe your jocks and your, I don't want to call them nerds, but the bookie, whatever, you know, schooly people. And then maybe you have your cheerleaders. And so you have these different like groups. Whatnot is the exact same. If you really watch for a while, you'll see there's like these groups of Whatnot, like people that gather together. And in my opinion, there is a group, and it's not like it's just certain cliques, different cliques. And there is a group of reality Whatnot people, like all their business is out there. I mean, I try to be like relatable and real, and I'm going to tell you things about my life, but there are some Whatnot people that are just extremely open. And I'm not here to pass judgment and say it's good or bad. That's them. They're being their true, authentic selves. And people love that reality TV concept. Like there's some people who's going to tell you all about their dating lives, the ups and downs, everything that's going on in their personal lives. And there's a huge draw to that. Just like there's a draw to, you know, housewives of whatever city it is. People love reality TV. Yeah, it's so much like our everyday, isn't it? I'm too guarded of a person to be that open. I hate it when buyers get shamed by saying, you stole that, I can't sell it, lose money. You know what? You've hit the nail on the head right there. Don't be happy for them. They're your customer. They're there buying from you. If you don't want to sell it for $1, don't start it for $1. Plain and simple. I know I've noticed what some sellers say and their facial expressions don't match. Not a good. Very much. So if they're like, oh, congratulations, but they're not like, it's like, oh yeah, congratulations, instead of, I like when people get deals from me too. I mean, okay, look, let's face it. At the end of the day, we started at $1 because we hope it bids up, right? But if it doesn't, you have to be okay with that. And it's okay not to start it at $1. I'm doing jewelry coming up. My first show is Wednesday. My jewelry is not starting at $1. I'll have a few pieces in there, but not the majority. I know there's other sellers on here who have varying price ranges, you know, from very low starts to 20, 30, if not more. And they sell stuff. If it's something somebody wants, they will pay for it. don't ever feel bad for asking what you want to ask for it. Now, if you have a coffee cup and you're asking $100 and there's nothing special, you can ask $100 all day long. Be confident in what you're doing, and then you reevaluate if something doesn't sell down the road, right? When you're in a show and the seller keeps saying swipe it, oh yeah, I don't like that either. But that's so auctiony. It's kind of, I don't know. To me, it's like that salesman-y thing. I don't like the salesman-y thing, but everybody has their own style. Just, you got to do you. We all, yeah, I think everybody hates that. You aren't going to make money on every price you sell. You win some and you lose some. Exactly. And it's about averages. It's my opinion that people, especially our whatnot sellers, get too caught up on each individual item and don't look at the big picture or the overall show.
That's an awesome concept, Miss Kate.
Carnival barkers, yes, that's exactly, and that's so much nicer to say than like other terms that I've heard. On more averages.
Absolutely, absolutely, Kimmy. Absolutely.
And you don't like singing. See, we all have our like, and this is just proof. Like, we're putting in the chat like the things we all like or dislike. This is just proof that you're not going to be like everybody's cup of tea. I mean, so like Kelly says she doesn't like singing, but there's and if anybody knows who they are, feel free to put their name in the chat. A show on Whatnot. They're in the vintage category, and I can picture him in my head. It's like a little bit older man, wears overalls, and I think it's him and his brother, and they sing every time they make a sale. But it's like this cute. It's like watching your grandpa sing. It's kind of cool. Out of key singing, absolutely. That would be me. I can't sing at all. Let's see. What do we have now? Oh, this one's really pretty. Look at this, you guys. We're gonna do this one. This is a glass bottle. Does it glow? I don't think it glows. No, it doesn't glow. We have a glass bottle, but what I think is really cool is this stopper. If I can get it out. It's kind of stuck. I don't think the stopper is going to come out, you guys. So there's a rubber stopper in there with this cool, really metal butterfly on there. All right. He's over there doing hand signals. He has a microphone. I don't know why he just doesn't speak to me. So we're going to go ahead and sell this. I think it's more for decor. I wouldn't count on being able to get this out because it looks like it's a little...
If you move your coffee cup.
So we're going to get that running. If he ever can change his camera, I'm going to fire my husband. There you go. Look at that. And it's purple. I like purple. All right. It's running. Really pretty little jar. I don't know what bottle. There you go. It's a bottle. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing anyone has ever done for me. Ivor Beauty, do you hear that a lot? Southern Charm, congratulations. That is heading to you.
I was actually thinking about you, Southern Charm, when I saw that one.
Thank you.
Oh, that's what he sings. Okay, I didn't realize that's what he sings. So you know who I'm talking about, the gentleman with the overalls. Pretty old antiques. Thank you so much, Shalom. Yeah, I just know they sing. I didn't remember what it was. So I'm still winning, my love. Look at that. I'm still winning.
I'm creeping in there.
You know, when you're this age, there's not a lot we can give your husband a hard time for. So this is our entertainment for the day. Have you heard of any options for new sellers since we can't do max shipping? I have not, but actually last night, this topic came up last night when we were doing our test run of our podcast. And a Reworker's Passion, which is Leslie from a Reworker's Passion, is one of the, they're not called community ambassadors. I never get the name right. She's one of the ones who does Whatnot shows. So she said she was going to ask on the next Whatnot call to find out what exactly are the limitations. When does the restriction end? Is it 250, 500 sales? What it is. So as soon as we get information, we'll pass it along to you guys. I would kind of follow her. Thank you for tagging her, Gems. So I would follow her because I'm sure she'll talk about it. But here, and this is where one of those things that there's a lot of people have difference of opinions. I know it's restricting for new sellers. Being able to offer reduced shipping does help you make sales. Proven strategy to help make sales. However, it's not going to be long term. There is going to be 250, 500. There's going to be a point where it says, okay, Whatnot says they can trust you and they remove that restriction. It's okay. Use it to your advantage. She was tagged. We're good. Use it to your advantage. Learn how the system works. As frustrating as it might be, I actually think it's a good thing. So many people come on Whatnot, and there's so much different advice about shipping. Everybody you go to is going to tell you something different about shipping. My advice is ignore all of it. Ignore what everybody says about shipping when you very first start. Read what Whatnot has to say. Go in and look at everything Whatnot has about shipping. Use the system and the way it's designed. Whatnot actually has a very simple shipping. It is not as complicated as we all tend to try to make it. Use it the way it is, learn it. By the time you've learned it and really mastered it, your restriction will be up, and then you can play with all the bells and whistles. That's my opinion.
So for those of you, here it is. That's her profile. And you can
Whatnot
see
community host, that's what they're called.
Yeah, community host. And then she actually has a show later on today that is called Mindset Monday. Very nice, very good show. And she might have that information for you right there and then. I'm not sure.
But she's a good one to ask, because the Whatnot hosts actually have like monthly meetings with Whatnot. They have a little more of an in than what us normal people do. Straight from the Heart says that they think it's a good thing, because especially with the first show being promoted and you usually get a lot of orders that first 1 or 2 shows, this gives you time to learn how to ship and to learn the system. And I totally agree. Same thing. Southern Charm says you need to learn the ropes. And from a financial perspective, I mean, and that's really something I talk about a lot, but from a financial perspective, you need to have some data before you can figure out if you're going to do reduced shipping. Because reduced shipping isn't just $9.21. It could be any number you want it to be. And how do you know what number to make it if you don't already have some data to go by? If you don't already know how much your shipping is costing you, there is no way you are making an educated decision on what your shipping should be moving forward. I would never suggest a brand new seller right off the bat in their first couple of shows do anything but the Whatnot system. That's my opinion. You got to build that foundation. You got to learn the basics before you can get fancy with everything. Thank you for sharing the show. Let's find something else to sell here. Oh, look at these cutie patooties. These things are adorable. Look at these little guys. They're like little, I think that's needlepoint. So you get 2 of them. They're tiny. They're not tiny, but they're my love, what did you do with my tape measure?
Hey, if you look in front of you, you'll find it. In front, no behind.
Oh, he hides my tape measure right in front of my face. Imagine that. Do most people just start by putting items in the bin? A lot do, but I would say going live is your best bet. This is a live selling platform, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. These are about 3¼ inches a piece. Now the back of it, full disclosure there, the back of it for the little hangy thing is held on by duct tape. They're still totally usable. That's going to be up against the wall. Nobody will ever see it. We're going to run them right there. Up and going for $1. So you could put stuff in the bin, but that's just static listing. So putting it in the bin is no different than Etsy, eBay, whatever, Mercari, Poshmark, whatever the thing is. Burlap Barn, thank you so much. That is heading to you.
On its way to you.
So it's a tool to use to help in your sales. Live selling. So when you're doing a static listing, you have to take a picture, you have to describe it, you have to write the whole listing. You've got to give everybody the information they need to make a decision in that listing. It's time consuming for one. You have a better chance of making a sale through having a show, through a live listing where you can stand here and describe it in person.
That's a great idea, Burlap Band.
I'm going to make magnets. Oh, that is cool. I like that. Let's see. I have heard lots of seller support talk about not using flat rate shipping, but then they sell lightweight items, but I found it works for me. Exactly. You've got to find what works for you, but you can't figure out what works for you until you know how it works to begin with, right? Know how the system works before you can start making adjustments to it. Is max shipping, just as it sounds, a maximum paid during any given show? Kelly, 100%. So like in this show, I have max shipping of $4.50. So that means pretty much your very first item, you're going to pay $4.50. And then after that, you shouldn't be paying anything else. It should show up free. It possibly your second item might show 20 or 30 cents, but as soon as you hit that 450, that's it. So that's what max shipping means. Max and reduced are the same thing. They're just two interchangeable words for shipping and whatnot terms. Yeah, always learn for yourself. There you go. And shipping is a huge tool for all of us here. And use it strategically. So I did free shipping for months and months and months on my vintage decor. Now moving into jewelry.
Hey, good morning, Looking Glass Lane.
Good morning. Thank you for sharing. Now moving into jewelry, I'm switching my free shipping to jewelry, and all my vintage is $450. But I came up with $450 after having, looking at all of my 6 months of free shipping and knowing what I spent on that and figuring out what's a good point for me, like what's a good price point on shipping. So.
But also she loves to ship those big items. Look behind her.
I do.
Right
I ship
on
big
top.
stuff like that up there. So I'm not afraid. I'm not one of those sellers afraid to ship big things. I think it's doable to an extent. I would not recommend it. And you have to think through it. I'm not going to do a whole show of vases that are this tall. I will do one vase that tall and a bunch of stuff that fits nice and easily in a 12 by 12 box. Limit. Looking Glass Lane, 100% right there. You limit it. I may do maybe 2 in a show, and then I kind of just hope in the back of my head the same person doesn't buy both of them. The other thing too, when it comes to shipping, people are so afraid. First off, it is huge. You cannot be, and I'm not saying right out of the gate, but eventually as you're trying to grow your Whatnot business, you can't be competitive. Look at how many thousands of people are on Whatnot at any given moment. On a Saturday afternoon, there's probably 40 people in the vintage decor category. Estate sales, probably 40 or 50 on a Saturday afternoon at any given time. So you can't be competitive. As much as we like these people as our friends, they're also our competitors when it comes straight down to a business perspective. And if this guy is in estate sales and he's doing $9.21 shipping, or you pay for everything, buyer pays all, and this guy's over here is doing $9.21, who are you going to go to? I mean, realistically, it's the same person I always buy my heaviest item. Yes, me too, Looking Glass Lane. And you know what? At the end of the day, we just have to be thankful, right? Bureaus, scarves, etc. Yeah, like lighter things. Community over competition. Exactly. So even though there are competitors, we're still a community. But I'm taking it like from a business perspective. It's a tool to use to help move your business forward, but it has to be used strategically in the big picture of things. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to do reduced shipping." There are a lot of people, a lot of sellers that I hear, "Oh, I don't have enough people in my room. I'm not big enough to do reduced shipping." Well, once you've established yourself, and when I say established, I'm talking you've been around for 3 or 4 months and you have a consistent anchor show and people are showing up every time, that doesn't mean a room of 100. If you have 10, 15 people showing up to every one of your shows, you are very, very blessed. That's a good number.
Totally forgotten memories. Totally. We just, what was it? The day before yesterday, I love discounts. They had a beautiful decanter that my wife was eyeing for a long, long time.
Yep.
And yeah, we went ahead and bought it. So yeah, absolutely.
I've only been selling since November. And first, I was very discouraged. I've never had more than 10 people in a room. And I have focused on more relationship, not customers. Exactly. I mean, I have 37 people. To me, I'm like, wow, I am blown away with 37 people. That's amazing to me. But even if there was 10 people in here, each person's important. And you don't have to have 300 people to have a good show, to have a sellout show. And think about it like this. I heard Farm LLC make this point, and it has stuck with me ever since I heard her say this. How many of you have gone into a show with 300 people and have felt a little discouraged? Maybe they're doing dollar starts, but everything gets bid up so high, you feel a little discouraged, like, man, I can't get anything. I can't get anything for a decent price because everything gets bid up so high. That's happened to me. Nothing against people who get 300 or whatever big numbers in their shows. Nothing against it. But it can be a discouraging thing to buyers. Look at everybody's like, yep. We all can relate to this. Here we go. Gems says, I've had a good show with 3 people. As a buyer, I feel frustrated with the listings, usually no size measurements or details enough to buy. 10, yes. If they're showing it live, they shouldn't have to. That's the beauty of showing it live, is the time savings of having to do that. But they should be giving you measurements in the show of some sort, either by, hey, look, compared to my head or my hand, or taking a measuring tape or something. And they can't follow chat. And that's a skill. It's hard to follow your chat and sell. It is incredibly hard. People don't realize all the mental energy that a seller is going through at any given time. Embrace the crowd you have. What is the benefit of reaching 1,000 in sales? What changes in the app? So the benefit of reaching 1,000 in sales is that you get immediate payout. I don't, as a seller, before you hit 1,000, you have to wait till your items are delivered, which could take 7 to 10 days, right? Before you can get that money. Once you hit 1,000, you get immediate payout. As soon as you create that shipping label, that money's available for you to withdraw from Whatnot. The 1,000 is there for a reason. I am 100% against people putting solely stickers in there to try to reach 1,000. Stickers could be part of your mix. The reason it's 1,000 is to teach you, one, for Whatnot to build, Whatnot and your buyers to build up trust in you that you're actually shipping what you're selling and shipping it properly. That's why your 1,000 is there. The 1,000 is your practice. The 1,000 is understanding what you're doing, getting your feet underneath you, and making sure you can do it right before you're just giving money freely or very quickly after your sales. That's why you have the 1,000. Having a few stickers is fine, but if you get to 1,000 solely on stickers, it's like you're cheating the system. Unless you're a sticker seller only. I mean, there's exceptions to everything. Oh, I'm going to sell this. My husband's over here giving me a hard time. We have an Avon bottle, but what I really love about this, it's an old Avon perfume bottle. It's in the shape of a bell, but I love the cobalt blue. It is so pretty. I think it has an original sticker on the back. There's a sticker back there.
If you move your coffee cup.
I'll move my coffee cup so my husband can see. All right. There we go. That is up and running if you like. What am I doing? Oh my gosh. Okay. Avon, old Avon perfume bottle. Going now for $1. The 1,000 is a proud moment. Looking Glass Lane, thank you so much. That's going to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We don't have to show the score because he's catching up to me. Oh no, he's not that far. All right. Let's see. I think chat looks smaller to a seller than the buyer. I struggle with that also. I need to learn how to cast it to a large monitor. The bird theory, 100%. I can't see the chat. I have an iPad here. I can't even read it very well on my iPad. I have a large screen TV right behind my camera in front of me where I can see the chat. You should be able, if you're running from your phone, like from an iPhone, you should be able to mirror your iPhone to a TV. And that way you can see what's going on in your show. Well, you're very welcome. Thank you. I hate that Whatnot sees something shipped when the label is printed. I've had multiple purchases where they don't actually put it in USB. Yeah, and that's wrong. 9 Lives, we as sellers are held to a 2-day standard. That's what it should be. Everything should be 2 days. So sellers who are not doing that, I wouldn't buy from them again. Oh, failed payments that don't show till the end. That's awful too. Or what happens when the sale just totally disappears? When it's a failed payment and you don't realize it and the sale just totally goes away and you're searching forever. Whatnot, fix that, please. Because that's annoying. Have you had a lot of new failed payments? No, I haven't had a lot. Just the normal. Every now and then somebody's bank, decides to be funky for the day. I haven't seen a whole bunch of them. You know what I have seen? Every now and then we'll get an influx of bin purchases from like GKF2654, some like weird username, and it's usually to Alaska. And Whatnot tells me to ship them every single time, even though I know dang well that it's going to come right back to me like in 2 weeks. I had 3 like within a 2-day time span. I just shipped it. Whatnot pays me, so I'm like, okay, you're going to pay me. You're going to give me it's eventually going to come back to me. But I've seen a few of those, and then you click on the username and they're not there. Yeah, it is really strange. Straight from the heart. See, some of you have seen it too. Yeah. Can you put an item in the buy it now so it shows up in your shows and your profile? Brooke Stream, yes, you can, 100%. So when you list your item, when you're creating your inventory listing, there's a little button, a little toggle switch that you can say reserve for live. Make sure that is off. If that is off, it's going to be active in the marketplace. Then when you're just looking at your listing, when you just hit inventory and it's that big old long list of stuff, there you can assign it to a show. So you can just say, hey, make it show in the show. That way it's in marketplace and your show. But if you're within your inventory, if you open the item up and you do that toggle and you put it to a show within that toggle button, then it's only in that show. Southern Charm says, I had a failed payment a week ago and the item sold, but since the payment failed, it put the item back into inventory. Did it? It didn't just disappear? You know, like at the end where like you're expecting to ship something and you can't figure out where it went in the whatnot world? Brooke, I would suggest that people do that unless you're reserving something specific for like, you know, like a raid train that you don't want it to sell any other time. I would suggest people do that because why not? It gives them more of an opportunity for it to be found and sold, right? Why does it show a seller ships in one day, but it always takes a week for them to send it? Because Kelly, because it works on averages. So that means that if I have 100 items and I ship 80 of them in one day, it's going to outweigh the 20. So my average is still going to show one day. So it's because the system works on averages, and it might not just be from that show. I think they look back like a certain number of days, whether that's 30 or 60 or somewhere in that ballpark. So it's a bigger picture. So they could ship a few things a week late and it'll never affect them.
So the Charm seems to be confused.
Yeah, I would be confused by that too. If it didn't disappear, because I'm used to it just going away like into random thin air somewhere. Wow, we've been on here for a while. Let me do another giveaway. And we're gonna have to get going pretty soon, but let's keep going here. You live in a state of confusion. I do too. Y'all, if you've never been in our shows before, first of all, welcome. My name's Tracy. But normally, Southern Charm is in almost every one of my shows. I am so thankful for her. But her and I Love Discounts will give me a hard time, and the jokes just go right over my head. I really relate to the state of confusion because I don't understand a lot of things. Winnie, do you have enough to spell hill? I am not sure. It's in the listing. If you go and look in the listing and go down to the variants on the bottom of that listing, it'll tell you exactly how many of each letter I have. So I don't know off the top of my head, but I definitely could check after the show and message you. I have to jump in the shower. I have to work things. Well, thank you so much for being here. All right, let's sell something else really quick while that giveaway's going. What else do we have? We have 2 items left.
Thank you, Looking Glass Lane.
Who's going to be the ultimate winner today, me or my husband? So let's go to this one. We have this little pottery piece. This is a sugar jar.
You need to move your coffee cup.
Okay, quit complaining. Quit your bitching. All right. We have a really neat little sugar bowl here. This one's a pottery piece, and I love the little flowers on it. It is so cute. There is some crazing on the inside, and it is signed by Fox. You want Fox? There you go. We're going to go ahead and get that guy going. Look at how sweet it does sit the right way. I'm just lazy. All right, there we go. Up and going. A cute little pottery sugar dish, condiment dish. You could take the lid off and use it for like Q-tips or something. How come we want to put Q-tips and everything? Does anybody have that many Q-tips? Lake Erie Vintage, congratulations. That is heading your way. Have you guys noticed that?
Thank you.
I do it all the time on Whatnot. I'm like, you could put Q-tips in this. Of all the things I put Q-tips in, I'd have them all over my freaking house for as many times as I say that. Uh-oh. Look at that. He's catching up to me. Okay. All right. We'll do our last item, and then we'll talk a little bit before we go. This is our last item of the day, and I can't reach it. I feel like I'm doing aerobics over here. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. That is so sweet. Kelly, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you very much, Kelly.
Okay, we have this beautiful guy here. So this is a blue cobalt vase. There is a call out. I think it's a little little chippy right here. I can feel the roughness right there. We'll show you up close. But otherwise, absolutely beautiful. Stands 8 inches tall. And I love the thick, it's like a thicker feel, especially at the base. Let me see if I can show you. I don't know if you're going to see it. It's like right there. It feels a little chippy to me. I can feel the roughness. But that's running right now. If you're interested, up and going. That is our last item of the day. And we're going to see who is the ultimate winner, me or my husband. Which it's going to be me. You know it's going to be me. Looking Glass Lane, thank you so much. That's heading to you. My love, who is the winner? Who is the best whatnot seller in this house today? There it goes, right there. You know I'm going to give him a hard time all day long. He's going to have to try to redeem himself on Wednesday. But we'll still hang out for a few more minutes. Yeah, let me look at, he looks like a little boy that like lost his candy over there. Thank you so much. All right, let's keep talking. I'm not ready to go yet. Thank you so much, Rhonda, through life with me. I just like to give him a hard time. It keeps things interesting at this stage of our marriage.
Oh my God. I'm not gonna leave it up.
All right, what were we talking about before? Oh, I know what I was saying before. When you go into a room with like 300 or 400 people, are those large rooms, and sometimes you feel discouraged.
Thank you, Brooke Stream.
Thank you. Yes, there's a sweet spot, and for each one of us, it's probably a little bit different, because you know what? Those sellers that have hundreds of people, they're probably selling almost every item. It's getting bid up. That it's working for them, right? It's great. But at the same time, as a buyers, like I want my buyers to come in my room and feel they have a chance. Like I want them to feel like they can like have a chance at getting a good deal on something when I'm running stuff at $1. So there, for each one of us, there's a sweet spot. It may be 10, and I think it depends. For me, I think there's a lot of variables, like what are you selling, what time of day it is, all that stuff. But it could be 10 people could be the sweet spot where you have shows with 10 people and that works for you. Others maybe 30. More than 50 people because you feel discouraged, Mama. And look at that. I'm reading your comment and you won the giveaway. Congratulations. We're going to do this last giveaway before
Congratulations.
we go. Oh, wait, hold on. That's not a giveaway. I'm trying to run something I don't even have. Okay, last giveaway. Some of them, hold on, I just missed. Some of them also have other staff helping. Exactly. Hard to feel connected to that many people. 100%. I don't know. I mean, I know I've been there. When I first started Whatnot, I was like, oh, I want to have all these people in my room and I want to be this big. But I've kind of come to a point where I don't necessarily feel that way anymore. What did, 2 postcards and a rewards card. So you're going to get a vintage postcard, a more modern postcard, and one of our rewards cards. Each rewards card is worth $2 off, and you save it because we'll combine it with other numbers to give other discounts throughout shows. This is, now that you asked, I'm just going to make a point too, because a lot of people, this is something I hear misinformation about all the time. The loss ledger, I can't seem to get momentum leading to buyers increasing prices. So I list it where I want to sell it, but I think it's hurting sales. There's a whole psychology about lower starts. They do work. However, I also understand sometimes we just can't do that. I'm going into jewelry. I can't sell the prices I paid for some of this custom jewelry. There is no way in the world I can let it go for $1 or even start it at $1. Even fully understanding the psychology that most things are bid up. So I get that. I've had a stag glass hen on the nest. I started at 50 and a buyer came in and asked me to start it at 11. Started at 1. Do it at what you feel you should do it for. If they want it, they will buy it. I had my worst show ever on Friday night, but at least it was an easy ship day. What a great spin on that, Southern Charm. But you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. And we're all thankful. And don't get me wrong. If we talk about a bad show as a seller, we are extremely thankful for each and every person that's in our room. It's not a reflection of that. It's when you set a goal and you don't reach that financial goal that you're like, oh, what do I need to fix, right? What did you do in the custom jewelry? So we are just going into jewelry, and I'm pricing it at what I need to get out of it. I am pricing at it so I do not lose money. It's still a good deal, but I'm pricing it at what I need.
We're working with an artist, and the artist is very talented. So we are basing our prices on the items, how we're sourcing them.
Yeah. Um, I want to read some of this. So Southern Charm said she had her worst show ever, which again, it's not about buyers. It's just about not reaching whatever goal that we personally set for our shows, whether that be items or dollars. Um, and one Georgia Peach says Januaries are typically slower right after the holidays. And I'm not one to believe in a lot of seasonality, but there is some truth in the fact that as Americans, this country is very driven around the Christmas holiday, and people spend a crap ton amount of money, and they're paying for it. Now the credit card bills are coming in. Now they're realizing it. They just had their rent or their mortgage due. We're what, 12, 13 days into this month, 12 days in. So we do have to consider that. And it could affect it. I have to agree, though. My shows in the month of January have been extremely low compared to the last, 3 months. So there's something right now.
Hey, what Liz likes.
Hello.
And Miss Kim, good morning.
Forgotten Memory says, what is your thought on having a mod? And I'm sorry, I'm catching up. I'm a little behind on my chat, so we're going through right now. What is your thought on having a mod? When should a seller think about it? There's a whole movement of people getting away from mods, but I say you should have a mod when you feel that you can't adequately monitor your chat, the request, and the pre-bids on your own. If you can't handle that in an efficient manner on your own, you need to reach out and get a helper. So I don't think there's any, like a magic number, like when you have X number of people in your room. It's what's your skill set? I always have my husband, so it's hard for me to say, this is the point where I found it difficult. He's always there in the background reminding me. But when you feel that as a seller, it's too much mental trying to look at my pre-bids, look at the chat and sell, that's when you need to have somebody come and help you.
Hi
Chocolate
for
God.
beauty. That's just wrong.
Looking Glass Lane, that's a good point. The world is a little heavy right now. And Looking at never had a mod. See, some people don't have them at all. It's what's comfortable to you. Oh, Monster Mama, you're getting that last giveaway. Congratulations today.
Congratulations.
Have a juicy pie. I'm for beauty. You crack me up. How do you feel about lower start prices at the beginning to encourage customers? Kelly, I'm a huge, huge proponent of dollar starts. There is a whole psychology behind it. People want to feel like they have a deal, right? So instantly, if you see something of value, and when I say a value, it could be a $10 item, and you see it starting for $1, instantly, if that's an item that you even have an inkling of, ooh, that's kind of a cool thing, that it just pushes you psychologically wise. You're like, oh, for $1, yeah, I'll bid on that. Mix that with also a free or reduced shipping, and it's almost a no-brainer. It's going to sell. And then once you bid, there is the phantom ownership concept. Jeremy Green 13 talks about it a lot of times. The minute somebody bids, you automatically feel that that's yours. That's even if somebody else bids against you. So if I bid on something, inside my head, I'm like, oh, that's mine. Look, I'm going to get it. Somebody else bids. I'm like, no way. Move aside, sister. That's going to be mine. And that's where that ownership comes in, and it really drives prices up. I do all dollar starts on my vintage. And you know what? Some stuff sells for $1, and it sells for $1. But the majority of time, it bids up. I also don't believe that the value I place on things is necessarily the value my buyer is going to place on things. I like just putting something out there, and the buyer will determine what the ultimate price is. Because sometimes I'll look at something and think it's worth $8, and it sells for 15, where I would have cut myself short. You're very welcome. I'm planning to start selling in about a month. When do you suggest I apply to? As soon as possible. Mom's Home Decor and More, as soon as possible. Whatnot is growing at exponential rates. The faster you start, the better it is for you. Get your foot in the door as early as you possibly can.
Kelly, in some cases, you're going to have some loose leaders, and the loose leaders are going to boost up your the confidence in people on probably getting other items. Yes, it's tough. It's tough to see an item go for a low price, but at the same time, eventually it becomes a matter of averages. So if you start averaging your items, eventually that is just gonna nullify itself.
Monster Mom, that's a really good point. For Mom's Home Decor, whenever you do sign up, they do have new seller bonuses, so be prepared to start immediately, like a Monster Mama pointed out. That's a really good point. And let's go back to the dollar starts. Kelly, think about it like this. Do you do giveaways? Or do you do, free shipping or not free, maybe reduced shipping? Think of a dollar start as a gift that you're giving to the chat, right? Instead of spending $2 or $3 on an item and another $4 or $5 on shipping, do a dollar start. Pick something that you could take a loss on and do a dollar start instead. So if you're not comfortable at the beginning of the show doing dollar starts, but you're like, hey, I kind of like this concept, but I'm a little nervous about this. Very genuine feeling. It's very real to feel nervous about doing dollar starts. Save it for special occasions. Pick 1 or 2 items during your show and just use it as a, thank you, my love. I see that. Use it as a, like just somewhere in your show, like, hey, you guys, let's have some fun. Let's do a dollar start on this item. And only do 1 or 2 until you become more comfortable with it and build up from there. There's nothing saying that you have to do all dollar starts. It's not an all or nothing. And I know myself, I tend to look at things as an all or nothing alternatives. It doesn't have to be. Can a person set up a store or just buy it now items without having? You can. Von New, I hope I'm saying that right. You can, but that's not what Whatnot is set up for. There's nothing stopping you. I think the marketplace absolutely is a tool to use in combination with live selling. This is a live selling platform. You are going to make more money, get farther, make more sales by having shows. That's what it's set up for. And you convincing the seller or convincing the buyers, you talking about the item, it builds trust with your buyers, which makes them want to buy from you. I actually talked about this concept in detail last Friday, which is on YouTube. So go check out my YouTube if you're interested in like hearing about that concept in a lot more detail. I spent a whole hour going over why live selling is a business advantage. Honey, will you put the YouTube up in case somebody doesn't have it? They can know where to find it. The Lost Legend, our YouTube, my YouTube. I'm thinking about setting aside an amount that I'm okay with losing based on a few items. Yeah, there you go, the Lost Ledger. Start slow, build up, and see how you feel about it. See that comfort level. See what maybe works best and what doesn't. You guys saw today, we did 10 items at dollar starts. Some went for $1, some got bid up. At the end of the day, I'm going to look at the full total price of everything together. I'm not going to concern myself with one item that sold at $1. You got to look at the big picture. We as sellers tend to focus on each individual item. You can't do that. You need to step back. Do you think the owner of Nike looks at every single pair of shoes? No, they look at profits overall. It's a community. We like to see each other. There's our YouTube. If you're ever interested, everything we do pretty much, unless I forget to press the button, is also streamed on YouTube. We don't charge, like you don't have to buy something to rewatch any of our shows. That's a pet peeve of mine, just in case you never picked up on that. Yeah, don't do each item thing. Now there are specific times to do an each item thing, but in general you don't. And when I say there's specific times, every now and then we get a high value item. Maybe it's a huge swung vase or a very special fairy lamp, something that is like the super desirable, item that we really paid more for. Then maybe sometimes we look at an item value and I wouldn't sell it for $1. I have things that I buy that will never have $1 start. So what did I do? I have a reverse auction show instead. I've designed a show where I sell those and my customers know that when they come to that show, it's not $1 start show. I may throw some in there for fun, but that's not the standard, right? I would look at a loss as an advertising expense. Exactly. And I think you'll see, I was very surprised when so over the course of 2025, I spent a couple of months doing reduced shipping and all dollar starts. And then I pulled back and I did free shipping with starting prices that varied $5 to $10 or so. And then I did dollar starts and free shipping for 6 months. Do you know which one was the absolute best? That the gross of my shows and profit was the best? Free shipping dollar starts. And the first thing, if somebody tells you do free shipping dollar starts, you're going to say, I can't afford to do that. So you need to try it in ways that work for you. So maybe you're not like, look, I'm not going to do a full show of dollar starts. So do 1 or 2 items. Maybe you're like, I can't do a full show of free shipping, but I will offer a coupon code so people can get, a discount on 1 or 2 items for free. Something like play with it in little pieces, look at the numbers and figure it out. Watching your shows here and YouTube really have changed. Oh, thank you so much, Forgotten Memories. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. My event, I actually try special stuff on event shows. Yeah, exactly, Kimmy. So you have to, first of all, I want to preference everything I'm saying because I think this is a really important point. I have a full-time job. I have a 9-to-5 job that pays my bills. What I do on Whatnot, I have the luxury, and believe me, I understand that it's a luxury that a lot of people may not have, to take a lot of risk on Whatnot. So every now and then I want to make sure I make that point clear that people who rely on Whatnot to pay their mortgage may not be willing to take as much risk, and I get that. But I also say that it doesn't stop you from trying different things. It is not an all or nothing. You can try it in small doses, evaluate how a reduced shipping, a lower start, whatever it may be, a different show format, a different product, whatever change you want, you can try it small and see how it works, even if you can't take a lot of risk. Exactly. You have to experiment to evolve, Forgotten Memories. You have to. I've done hold on, I want to see what this person's Gem says. I've done dollar days and chose which items I can do that with to test it out. I didn't do it much since I custom make a lot. Yeah. And if you're a handmade seller, you're custom making things, almost all of my advice, you got to ignore a lot of what I say because I am not a handmade person. I feel that is a completely unique field that doesn't apply the same way most of everything applies. So. All right, I think we're going to call it a day here. We have, I got to go to the 9-to-5 now. As much as I complain about it, I do have to go. But I also resell stuff, so I do a mix for sure. You have to look at it. And hit one more last point before we go. Thank you so much, Gems. You can't, when you're picking your stuff for $1, so if you want to experiment and sell 1 or 2 items for $1, you've got to understand realistically what that's going to bring. So I don't want to grab anything back there, but you can't sell something that's worth, like, that they can't go to another show and buy for $5 and expect to make 20, right? I can't start something that is a very low value item. Don't bring your broken stuff. Don't bring all your leftovers just for your dollars, because you know what? That's going to give you a bad evaluation of it, because you'll be like, well, nothing ever gets bid up. Well, yeah, if you're bringing the bottom of the barrel items and selling just the bottom of the barrel items for $1, they won't get bid up. You have to have something of some value. Now, I'm not saying it has to be a $300 item, but yeah, a scratch and dent sale is going to get you scratch and dent prices. Good point, Eye for Beauty. Thank you for putting that in there.
Thank you, Miss Kim.
Thank you, Choco Dog. So make sure what you're bringing, if it has a chip, if it has a crack, you've got to expect it's going to have less money for it. So make sure what you're bringing, people want to bid it up, okay? Thank you so much. I cannot wait to see you guys on the Lost Leaders. Yes. See you guys at the jewelry show. We will be back Wednesday morning for another chat show. And then Wednesday night's my first jewelry show. I'm going to figure out how to use this microscope thing in the meantime. All right, you guys.
Roundtable.
Oh, real quick too, one last plug. If you guys have not heard about the Reselling Roundtable, this is our podcast we're doing with I Love Discounts and Green 13. Starts in 2 weeks. So come and see it. You can bookmark it. It's on YouTube. It's going to be 3 of us all getting together, debating with each other. Okay, we're going to go raid somebody. Y'all have a good week. And we're going to go see, speaking of, my favorite, I Love Discounts. Thank you so much, you guys.